others celebrate the wins,
Yes.
we celebrate the mud.
each episode has a special guest.
Tony-nominated actress, Broadway's Lily Cooper.
Tashir Zameda.
David A. Gregory.
Getting messy with muddy topics.
We are going to be talking about grief journey.
With hilarious moments
Now get over here.
And deep conversations.
I'm ashamed to even admit this, but this is what happened.
This is Into the Mud.
Hey, everybody, and welcome back to Into the Mud podcast. While others celebrate the wins,
We celebrate the mud. I'm Alex Cumin.
I'm Drew King, and I'm really proud of you.
I'm actually thrilled for myself today, twice in a row.
Yeah, you crushed it.
I crushed it.
Crushing.
Thank you.
We have a guest on the podcast today who I'm really super thrilled and super excited to get on with us. The exquisite, the gorgeous, the beautiful Mila Jam.
Hi, everyone.
Hi, Mila.
So
Thanks for
hot.
being here.
I am so honored to be here.
Oh, honey.
Anyone who wants to talk to me, let's go.
Let's go.
Get into my DM.
Honey.
Actually,
Do
no,
it.
don't.
Yeah, that's probably
Stay
a different world, those
away.
DMs, right?
Yeah.
It's business, DM me.
Yeah.
Gosh. All right, Mila, you are our pretty pop artivist, as you self-describe on your Instagram. Can you break down for us what that means for you?
Okay, so I must admit that the pretty part is really subjective, and that's, I love that you added that because it's just pop artivist. But
I'll say gorgeous pop
Yeah.
artist.
well,
Yeah.
pretty is like one of my favorite words, and I love the word pretty, like my song "Pretty One." And
Yeah.
I love things that are pretty, keeping it pretty.
We have the alliteration,
yes.
pretty pop.
Pretty pop artivist,
Pretty pop.
and you
Yeah.
did it correctly. So I'm just
Yeah.
saying thank you for adding that, and
I'm
I really
so happy
love
to.
that. But the word artivist really is a combination of two words, art and activism.
Yes.
And as an artist, I feel like it's my duty to use my life experiences to make art,
Mhm.
and that's my activism. That's the basis of what I do, is existing authentically and speaking about my life and doing the things that I do, right, unapologetically. And the pretty part is just, but I just try to be
Just a blessing. It's genes,
yes,
genetics.
I'm just being transparent. When you feel pretty, you look pretty.
Yes.
Oh,
I love all
That's
that.
Nothing truer than that. Truly, like you
Yeah.
radiate, and you do.
Thank you.
But it's a thing like when you feel good on the inside that you
Absolutely.
you just
You radiate
kind
on
of
the
like
outside.
burst.
You emanate.
You emanate, honey.
Yes, you
This is going to be a
jaminate.
very
Yes.
auditorily satisfying.
It's a delicious dish.
Everyone has a really
delicious
nice
dish.
ASMR voice.
Sweaty
here.
balls. Yeah, we're really gonna go. We're gonna drop it low
So
for this
excited
one.
for this.
Okay, Mila, so we're going to have a dynamite conversation today. And I like it because we're going to lean into optimism. Even though this is Into the Mud, we're going to talk about some muddy BS on the podcast today. But primarily, we're going to lean into your topic of conversation today, which is leading with joy through art and activism, which I think beautifully describes you. You are an artist. You're a multi-hyphenate. You're a recording artist. You're a dancer. You're a singer. You've been a lifelong performer, right? Yes, exactly.
I'm Galinda and Elphaba in one.
Yes. I support this. Correct. Exactly.
Correct. Yes.
Exactly. And above all, you are an incredible activist, in particular for the trans community, for the queer community out there. And most, if not all, but most of the work that you're putting out there really is you leading with joy through activism. Do you want to break this down a little bit for us and kind of how you came to be on this path?
This is an interesting topic because I think it's imperative for marginalized people to exude joy.
Yes.
I think it's our superpower, and I think it's what brings the world together because we are pitted against so much adversity.
Yeah.
And it makes me feel like I'm stepping into my purpose by simply being joyful and existing, loving on myself, loving on my community, not negating my community and negating the people that have shown me the way beforehand. And that is giving reverence to our ancestors.
Yes.
And all of the people that have come before us, because life for us is very difficult.
Yes.
And it's very
Honey,
hard. And people
is.
will not understand unless they're really walking in our shoes. And I like to actually highlight there are a lot of our community that is not vocal and not open and not out. And it is different for those of us who carry that openly and authentically.
Yeah.
Because we are seen, we are attacked, we are in the line of fire, and we choose not to hide.
Yeah.
And I think that's so powerful. I think it's beautiful to just stand in your truth.
Yes.
I was about to say a curse word, but stand
You
in
can
your
curse as much as you
truth.
want.
Say it.
Stand in your fucking truth.
Stand in your fucking
and
truth,
be
honey.
yourself.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that heals everything
Yeah.
and all of us. Sorry, I got on a tangent, but that's
No,
That's
that's
no,
what
it's
the
we're here
basis
beautiful.
of the
We're here
work.
for
And for
tangents.
me, I don't know, just being transparent and calling things out and learning along the way and knowing how to speak up, because I come from a generation of community that was not able to speak up, that was not able to stand out and say the thing out loud. And we can now.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
we should.
Do you feel like there was a point in your youth when you did feel stifled, and the joy that you get to celebrate today was a joy that you were unable to celebrate when you were younger?
Absolutely. Listen,
Yeah.
I was following the rules.
Honey,
Okay.
yeah.
And I think a lot of queer youth,
Can I ask where did you grow up?
I am a Southern Baptist girly from Georgia.
Okay.
Raised in the church, honey.
Yeah.
Hey.
With pig feet and hog maw and fat back. People might not know this, but
Wait, I don't know what any of that means.
it's a lot of fatty food that's really
Yeah.
bad for you.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Up to speed.
And
up to speed.
pickled hot dogs
Thank you.
and
Yes.
red hot dogs.
Absolutely.
Ooh, heartburn. I feel
Yes.
heartburn.
And
even
like
hearing
the
you say
only thing
that.
I really can claim is the grits.
Okay,
Because I love
okay.
grits.
Yeah.
But
Love.
other than so
Absolutely.
Southern girl.
So growing up and what kind of messaging did you get growing up about
Your identity,
your
being
identity,
trans,
your
being
expression?
queer.
Abomination. I mean, it was, you need to get with God. You need to, in the Southern Baptist Church, everything was about you needing to work on getting closer to God. And the disconnect for me when I was growing up was I was so close to God and the energy of God, and so removed from the space and the collection and the collective because I was living in my natural authenticness, being open and being vibrant and being flamboyant and being just expressive, right? And being like a young Black kid in the South, when you're expressive like that, you're ridiculed and you're told not to, and that, oh, they're gonna be gay and they're gonna so they come at you really hard, and then they force you to like work on that and to follow this rule. And like the people who are enforcing that rule are not following that rule either.
Honey, the hypocrisy.
It's just hypocrisy.
Ooh, the
And they
hypocrisy
literally
till
are-
the cows comes home.
And they're like trying to get you to be like them.
Yeah.
And I realized I never tried to be like them. I never tried to. I tried to stand tall and do what I was told. But I always felt like even when you did what they wanted you to do, it was never going to be good enough. Not good enough. This is why it's important to be yourself. Because you still won't win. Still won't win.
Do you think that your peers felt that way as well? Do you think that the you not being good enough was, I don't know, like you and your other peers as children, or
no,
was,
I'll tell
it
you
was
why.
in particular
This
because
is-
you were
I
queer?
was a light. I was a light as a kid, and people would follow me and they would see the light, but they'd question it because it's a source that was like,
Yeah.
I don't know about that. I'm not supposed to be like that. That's not of God. That's dangerous. You can't be gay. You can't be queer. You can't be effeminate. And I was like, I'm not harming or hurting anyone.
Yeah.
And I'm celebrating the energy that I was given.
Yeah.
Like that energy has to go somewhere.
Absolutely.
And it's so beautiful when you see young queer people like with their energy expressing themselves openly and like their parents allowing them to do that.
Yeah.
I don't know about you, but was not allowed to do that.
Were your parents?
Well,
how were
my
your parents?
parents got divorced when I was very young. My mother, who is the queen of the world, we love Mama Jam. Shout out to Mama Jam.
Hi, Mama Jam.
This woman,
Hi.
I tell you, single-handedly, the evolution of my mother, the joy of my mother. She is, sunflowers.
Yes.
There's
My
some
favorite
humans
flower.
who are sunflowers. She's a sunflower human. She just radiates joy, right? So
Yeah.
this is great that we're talking about her. And I get it from her too. But she was willing to choose me over them, which a lot of parents don't do.
That's beautiful.
She was like, I love my kid. I love my child. What have I gotten wrong? What did I do wrong? I just want to be there for them. And it was a journey. It was a journey for her. And she's always been, even when we didn't agree and when we didn't see eye to eye, she's always been loving.
Yeah.
So she loved me no matter what. I think there was a lot of conflict in the formative years, elementary school, middle school, where it was just like, what are you doing? You don't want to be like that. Don't
It's
do
not
that.
understanding.
It's not understanding, right?
Yeah.
And I'm one of those kids that experienced what it was like, and a lot of Black kids will know what I'm talking about. If you're talented, you get validated through your talent. a lot of people forget that, like, you were not going to be picked to be on the teams. You were not going to be like the person that actually got asked to do stuff.
Yeah.
But when you got on stage or you performed, everyone's like, oh my God, you're so amazing.
Who's that?
You're so amazing.
Yeah.
And you could be as gay as the day is long.
Yeah.
Just as gay and queer and
Yeah.
and non-binary and trans and people validate you through that.
Yeah.
And now that translates into people validate us between being on TV and being on shows and being in the public eye and making money, and it's interesting.
Yeah,
Very
of course.
interesting.
There's, I think in entertainment in general, there's always a lot of sources of
Yeah.
external validation.
Yeah, and that's another
Yeah.
podcast of like working through your journey of like your self-worth,
Oh my gosh.
Through
We talk about that all the time.
your personal
Yeah.
joy, but also through like your work and who
Yes.
you are known to be
Yes.
and what you're known
Yes.
for.
Yeah, and it's what you're known for outwardly, but how does your community and your friends and your people know who you are on the inside,
inside,
inwardly,
yeah.
which is, I think, usually generally the most beautiful representation of who we are
Yeah.
and who we are as artists and who we are as human beings.
Yeah.
And
It's
has
really
nothing
special.
to do with what you do or what your output. It just is who you are.
Yeah.
It
It's
is your
just who
being.
you are. Yeah. And us
Exactly.
allowing each other to do that.
Yeah.
Because that is a part of our gift as well as a community.
Yeah.
We have to stop policing each other. Like,
Mhm.
that's so important.
Absolutely. Okay, so let's lead with joy now.
Okay.
I love
Yeah. Love.
What are some of your greatest inspirations for joy? Like, having had, I guess, a childhood where people tried to stifle your light and they tried to stifle your joy. Once you were able to come into that existence, what were your biggest inspirations to shine that out into the world?
The theater community.
Yes.
Like,
Yeah.
Were you involved in theater from
I'm a
young
theater
age?
girl.
Okay.
I was raised in the theater. I grew up in the theater. I did lots of theater growing up, and regional theater, touring theater. We have a respect and a reverence for each other in a professional setting that I think is important.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it can be misguided and people need to be checked. But as a young person, that really instilled my joy. I was so joyful because I was able to express myself.
Mm-hmm.
I was able to be around others who were also different.
Mm-hmm.
Diversity is a very big issue, like thing for me. Or let me not say diversity, but you know what I'm gonna say? Inclusion. Inclusion.
There we go.
And like that made me feel joyful.
Mm-hmm.
And having a place to belong, right? It's one thing to belong to a group of people, but imagine belonging to yourself, with yourself in a group of people at the same time.
Ooh, belonging to yourself. I love that.
Yeah, because I do believe that a lot of people belong to groups and tribes that they don't feel like they're really comfortable in and that they're really a part of because it's performative.
Yeah.
Yes.
Shame as a driver behind that of
Yeah.
shame or like
Mhm.
I can't show my true self or I will be excluded from this group and exclusion equals.
Or the shame driving
Yeah.
the resource, because we all have to get to resources like money and like housing and like all of those things. And people put on a mask to, we see that in all of the straight sports that we watch, or that I don't watch, but maybe
I don't watch now.
But you know what I mean? But the joy for me was just coming up as a young kid in the theater.
Yeah.
It established so much opportunity for me to find joy.
Yeah. Well, that was of course, my favorite part of theater was being a part of the community.
Yeah.
And those are the people that I did high school theater with are still to this day some of my closest and best friends.
Theater friends are lifelong
They
friends.
are lifers.
Yes. I actually had lunch with one of my dearest, like, lifelong theater friends
Yeah.
the other day. It's just like, and you hold that space.
They're
Why
so
do you think
exquisite.
that is? Because I think about like I played sports growing up and
Ew.
disgusting.
Disgusting.
How could
Disgusting.
you? How dare you?
I am sorry, I'm straight. So
Straight to
gross.
bed.
Honey.
I'm like still friendly with, but we're not like,
Tight.
we're not like
Okay.
talking all the time. And I do think that there's a difference between, I mean, even like your theater friends that I know, or just like
Yeah.
hearing you talk about the theater
Yeah.
community, there's something different.
I believe, if I may.
Yeah,
I think-
please. I have a theory as well. You go first.
My little bit of a theory is there's a different sense of transactionality there. Like the transaction is different because in the theater world, we are all looking and gravitating to be in a space where we can be seen for who we are and we can express that and express that through other character work or through like storytelling, which is really community driven. And then I think with sports, it's a little more transactional because it is deeply about competition. And it's literally about proving yourself to be something that you may or may not be to someone else instead of connecting with them. It's like that is, I think, a big part of it.
Competition. Yeah, I actually never
Yeah,
thought of that.
competition.
Yeah, it's like
Totally.
if theater is storytelling,
Like in
sports
theater is competitive.
competition.
Come on, let's be real. Like theater is very competitive.
Yeah.
However, like if you know you're not able to sing, you know, the 11 o'clock song, and you're like super funny, and you're a character actor, you could be like, this is my strength, and this is what I do good. You know, and you
Exactly.
can kind of find your pocket, but
Yeah.
it's not as transactional to me.
Mm-hmm. My theory is, which we've touched on the podcast a few times, is it's otherness. It's being othered.
Otherness is being
It's the like
othered.
you're the outcast, you're the outsiders. I mean, I was like a gregarious kid. Like I got along with most people, but in general, like I didn't like anxiety attacks in gym class. I was like terrible at sports. I couldn't like, I don't know, anytime I had to do any sort of physical activity, or if I ever got invited to like come play soccer, I'd be like, oh God. Like I just didn't fit in. I was such a sensitive little gay boy. And going into theater for me was like everybody was weird. Everybody was weird and
You're like,
different in
yes!
some way.
Yeah.
Yes.
I love it.
So it's just like a group of like weirdos that all come together, and like that's a
Also,
broad
it's a
sense of the
space
term.
that allows you to like explore your sexuality and your gender identity.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sports is not the place
No.
that you do that.
No.
Yeah.
But no, everything's fixed now because of heated rivalry.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yes. So
Oh
thank
my
God.
Yes.
Oh my God, my best friend
please.
has been on top of me about that show.
You haven't watched it yet?
I watched it. I'm here.
Okay.
I'm
Okay.
here.
I'm
with you, my
on.
cousin.
I'm still on
I had a lot
episode
of
3.
thoughts. Oh, okay.
I haven't. I'm not ready
Yeah.
to discuss this yet.
It's. I had a lot of thoughts.
Okay.
In the initial
We'll have you back
beginning
for a heated
because
rivalry.
I was tense about a lot of stuff.
Really?
I was tense, and when I talked to my dear, dear, dear brother, who is going to see this and he's going to know exactly what I'm talking about, he was like, Mila, you have to watch this show. And he's someone he's also in the theater world. He's a veteran, of the Broadway theater world.
Uh-huh.
He is really feeling something. He's been through a lot, but he felt something so deep that this show has changed his perspective on so much about relationships and dating and the representation in the gay world. And I was like, oh my God, I can't believe you're talking about this show every 5 minutes. Let me see what you're talking about. And I finally was like, oh, let me watch this damn show. And I started it, and he was like, okay, where are you at? What episode are you at? Are you in there? Did you see this? Did you see that? No. I am getting through it, but I already have notes.
Yes.
And I am the kind of girl that always have notes. Sometimes it'll be like, no notes. You turned it.
Yeah.
But for the
incredible.
most part, and notes are not a bad thing. It's just like taking a note of that, taking a note of that. What is that? What is that? So we can have a call. We'll have a conversation. We'll come back to it.
I can't wait.
Because
I want to hear the notes.
And I did finish it for all of those of you who are watching, and I had a lot of shifting emotions after finishing it.
I'm with you.
And I'm lighter now.
Yes. Okay.
Okay.
Great.
Not
That's
to
good
give
hear.
anything away.
I had my biggest emotional impact. I won't give anything away, but my biggest emotional impact from the show was episode 5. I think for most of the show, I was kind of like, okay,
That's what everyone said.
like they're hot, it's fine.
Uh-huh.
And then episode 5, I was like, oh, I had some like emotional responses.
Because my
to-
rule of thumb is with new entertainment and new stories, I want things to be addressed that haven't been addressed. I want things to be touched on that haven't been touched on. Like, how is that needle moving forward?
Yes.
Have we seen this? Did
Yeah.
we already see this? How did we see this? Oh, this is just a regurgitation of this and that. And so much of the art we consume now is a regurgitation of things that we've already seen
Yeah.
because of familiarity, and they're like, they're going to make a buck. But I'm like, give me something else to like, let's have that conversation. Oh, I haven't seen that one. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Was there anything comparable? I mean, obviously, I don't think there's anything comparable to heated rivalry like growing up. But like when I think about like what or was there? Am I wrong?
Well, yes and no.
For me, it was giving. So the way I like express it is, to me, it's like it's Queer as Folk meets MTV's Undressed.
Yes.
Okay.
You know that
Yes.
preference.
I do.
And a good old fashioned early 2000s TLA video where there were like the gay videos of this whole like production company that were all about gay romance and the hurdles of getting over that. I also was doing a comparison between it and Brokeback Mountain, and they're two different narratives, although the storytelling is like reminiscent of like that iconic film.
Yes.
Because when Brokeback Mountain came out, no one had seen anything like it.
Right.
And it changed the narrative.
Yeah.
It's dark and it ends in a very dark way, but like it was so groundbreaking.
Yeah. To me, it felt like a much more palatable version of Queer as Folk or The
Yeah.
L Word or
Yeah.
Pose
Yeah.
or any of those other queer shows that
Yeah.
like we know and love.
Right.
And were formative to our, because we're roughly the same age, like formative to our childhood
I'm
queerness.
ageless, just
Yeah,
so you know.
yeah, exactly. You're like,
Obviously.
I'm 18.
I'm not 18, and I'm glad I'm not, but
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, good.
I'm just ageless.
Brilliant.
Exactly.
To not be a child anymore.
Yeah, it's, but oh, heated rivalry. Back to our topic. I'm curious about, okay, first and foremost, it has to be so fucking dark right now to be a trans person in America, especially considering this asinine political climate, the way that the identity of trans people is being weaponized and is being attacked left and right by so many different sects of the government and political groups and social groups and churches. So, and the reason I set it up that way is to ask you, where do you get your infinite pool of joy to counteract that? I give you so much credit, and I give you so I love your content that you put out online. I love the joy that you radiate. You're always so warm and so joyful and beautiful in the midst of what is a really painfully, like what has to be a painful and challenging political time.
I want to say that, thank you for that. I want to say it's bigger than me.
Yeah.
It's all bigger than me. I'm literally like but a vessel. Like my time here in this realm and this space, I really believe is meant to heal and to connect and to show the world and show people how much of ourselves lives in those that we see and that we have negative feelings about.
Yeah.
And like we're mirrors to each other, and how much we reflect that back to each other, and how important it is for us to do that work internally to be able to find celebration. And I think celebration with my sisters, with community, is what sustains me. Without that, I'm like, I would be lost. Any trans woman who's watching this interview, right, my heart goes out to you. If you don't have a group of sisters that is like your crew or your tribe, because it is very lonely for us without that.
Yeah.
And we have to get out of our own way. We have to find a way to be connecting to those who understand our journey. And I pull joy from wherever I can get it. I'm resourceful with my joy. I like to be resourceful.
Anything.
Do you have like practices? Do you
Absolutely.
have things like what
Yes.
kind of give us some
I'll be
us
saying
your
absolutely a
little
lot because that's my
toolbox.
word. Absolutely. I have really ramped up my spiritual work, my meditation work, my self-alignment connection work. I'm a witchy girly. I'm like I love astrology. I
Numerology
love
444.
444 is that number. She's that girl. Yes, I really focus on creating a practice. If you don't have one, I implore you to get one or to start one, and it can be very simple and allow it to grow. I think that's what we all need to do, is have a way to start it and grow it and tend to it like a little garden, and that becomes routine, and that builds discipline. And I think discipline is important to have in life. So I'm a very disciplined girly too. I was a gymnast growing up, I'm a dancer, all the things. And I think regimen and discipline is so important. How you treat yourself every day, what you say to yourself in the mirror, how our minds don't know when you're joking.
Yes.
Your mind has
Your mind does not know when you're joking.
The self-talk is one of
my
the
God, you have
most
to-
important. When we talk about, like, we talked a little bit the inner glow versus
Yeah.
Yes.
I noticed that like inner glow that I have and feel now did not exist during a time when I was waking up every day being like, you're so stupid. Like, what's wrong with you?
I refrain
Da,
from
da, da.
saying that stuff when I have a moment where I want to say that. I go, not today, say, not today. Say, you're not coming for me like that, because we have to. And I also think it's a very positive practice to just do it and see what happens.
Yeah.
Like, why not?
Even
Like,
if you don't believe it
people
at
who would be like,
first.
yeah, like, I just don't get it.
Well, I even had to switch from my negative thinking was like disgusting for many years of my life, and then I would always, but I always had hope. I was like, I will be happy someday. I don't know how to get there.
I'm gonna
yet,
get there.
but I will get there. And it took me. I just couldn't understand how to get from like total self-loathing to self-love. So I was like, well, don't make that big of a jump right now.
Step by
Let's
step.
just go to neutral.
Yeah.
Can we just go to neutral instead of like, you're a piece of shit? Just like, you're doing your best.
Yeah, step by step.
You're doing your best. And then doing your best became, I love you. Like, it's, you can't, don't try and jump that
Yeah.
gap when you're just like
Also, I find that like being the kind of person that has the life experience that I have in my own personal journey, I've learned that what is also meant for me is meant for me, and I need to lean more into that. But there are moments where there is no joy. And how do I feel those moments with joy? And my big thing is like micro joy. Micro joy is literally lighting a candle. It's literally listening to the song that will get you going. I'm also in that world where I'm now not listening to certain music that will put me in a state of not supporting my joy in myself.
like sad music or like
it's like a thing.
low hertz.
You literally have to not listen to low hertz music when you already feel sad or low. If you need to like give yourself a boost, you have to choose something. And I have a couple of like Broadway soundtracks that do that for me.
Which ones?
Oh, okay. I'm so glad you asked this question. First of all, I must shout out to Jerry Mitchell, a friend, a dear like mentor in a sense, who's a very well-known staple in the Broadway community. Hello.
Yep.
The Boop, the musical soundtrack, is literally my favorite soundtrack, I'm going to say of all time in this moment.
Okay.
In this moment, right? Not of all time, because I have others.
Yeah.
But the transformative way that this has affected me, and I saw the show twice. I really like the show. Jasmine, unmatched. Amazing. She played Betty Boop. I got home and I don't know what it was. I was like, I just want to listen to the music and see if I can and I put it on and I just felt so uplifted.
Yeah.
And it's my start the day music.
That opening number.
You know what I mean? Yes. And I love her because it's just so joyful. It's so charismatic. It's so character-like. It's so fun and whimsical. I love whimsical stuff. So I could gush forever about Boop, the musical, the whole soundtrack. I love all of it. I listen to all of it, okay? Also, Hairspray was one of my favorite musicals of all time. And having been around the Hairspray company for many years, I think that soundtrack is also somewhat unmatched. And the one that I listen to now is, on top of Boop, is Starlight Express. I am so excited.
Starlight Express.
I did not know the show. I recently went to London and I got to see it.
I'm so jealous. I wanted to go see it and I didn't get to go see it. They're doing this. It's this musical Starlight Express. It's all takes place in like a roller skating rink.
It's a roller skating rink musical. Are you not familiar?
I'm not familiar.
Okay. So
sorry, I'm
is-
straight.
it
Remember
is-
sports.
It's from the 80s.
Okay.
It is 80s rock pop musical. It is so
Love.
wild
Wasn't that
and
like
crazy.
Jane Krakowski's
Wait.
first musical?
I think
It's
it might be.
it's literally like you
You have
like
to
you
be
go
trained to skate to do the show.
Yeah.
It is in a
It's just like
rink.
a big gay
And
skating musical.
The show has the longest running theater. There was a theater built for it in Germany, and it's still running to this day. It was built in like the early 80s,
Oh my god.
and they still do shows there. But this is one of those Andrew Lloyd Webber, like, it gives you like Cats on crack
Yeah.
with rock music
I'm in.
in like the
Let's
East
do it.
Village
Yeah.
on roller skates.
I love this. I'm very in.
so
It's so great.
weird.
And so I saw the London production that's currently running in Wembley, and I sat in the pit. They skated around us. It was transformative. They are like Power Rangers on skates. The gear, the
I love it.
outfits. It's like you're in a living
I wanna
cartoon
see
that's
it
come
so
to life.
love that.
And I also
What a
love that
charge
their
up.
lead guy is a beautiful black boy, young guy, black guy. He was phenomenal. He's amazing. And it's basically a story about trains and the hierarchy of trains. And so there's like a steam train, and the steam train is like trying to he's doing his thing. And then there comes like the gas trains, and then like the coal train, and like these other trains that are like, I'm oil and I'm better. And then they get trumped by the electric train.
The Acela.
And the
Like-
electric train is like,
Yeah.
I'm electric.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my, I am electric. And I was like,
Correct.
oh my God, this is amazing. And it's a love story too.
Yeah.
Oh,
And they've put queer love stories into it as well. There's like a lesbian couple.
Love.
They really because it was not written that way. Like in the 80s, it was like, straight couples, but they like updated it in the most magical way. So yeah, Boop the Musical, Starlight Express are like my go-to feel good soundtracks of the moment.
I love it. You've all seen Schitt's Creek, correct?
Yeah.
Moira Rose's character, when she was an actress, her
has a
claim to fame
moment.
is that she is on the original Starlight Express soundtrack, and she sings one line in the Starlight Express soundtrack. Oh my gosh. Okay, so here's a question that I want to ask on behalf of activists and people who engage with social justice often, who are burnt out and exhausted.
Yep, I have.
What do you say?
I have one word: rest.
Yes.
We need to
Yeah.
rest. I'm sorry, but like, it's not our time. It's not our time to do the thing.
Yeah.
And we need to stay home and we need to like take care of ourselves. Self-care is most important at
Yep.
this time. And I see people who are on the front lines. I see people out there who are protesting and who are doing that work. And people sometimes tend to forget that trans people, queer people, non-binary people, we are literally fighting every day of our lives.
Every day.
So like for us to actually go the extra mile for free, to like do more is like really counterproductive for the universe, in my opinion. And so I think we need to allow trans folks to decide to sit it out if they decide that that's not what they want to do, right? And I must admit, I have been emboldened to get out there to make like change, like real change, because I believe that like me standing out there and putting my like body on the line is going to make people listen. Doesn't always. Doesn't always.
No.
Learning that lesson doesn't always. But I think what does work, allies, advocates who stand with us, who stand for us, who stand by us, who understand, or maybe don't even understand, but who care and have empathy for us and compassion, they can affect change better than we can.
Yeah.
Well, and the powers that be are relying on burnout. They're relying on
burnout.
like,
also,
we're
they're
gonna-
relying on the trans community to be the scapegoat, to be the reason why everything can be blamed on a certain group of people, so that the things that they do, wink, wink, behind everyone's back, doesn't get talked about. And we're like, hello, we know who you really are.
Yeah.
Okay, we know who you really are.
Yes.
Put that in there.
Yes, we will.
You're
100%.
on the Epstein list.
And we're going to tag
Listen.
every legislator. I can't wait.
We know who you are. We see
Hey,
you.
Lindsey Graham.
Yeah.
Oh my
But I'm just
gosh.
rest. We need rest.
Rest.
And we
Yeah.
need to focus on ourselves.
Yeah. It's so appalling to me that it's 2026 and the way that trans people are being like attacked right now, it feels like everyone's doubling down on
nonsensical.
it.
Yeah.
It's more so than it feels like it was 10 years ago, which is
Yeah.
probably not accurate, but just the media and the way that we're seeing everything being taken in right now. But it is
You want to know my theory?
the narrative. Yeah, sure.
And this does not take away any of the legislations, does not take away any of the things that people are actively taking away from us, because that is very real.
yes.
But it's so nonsensical at this point. It is literally, the fear mongering is so high that like, it's really more about distraction than anything
Yeah.
else.
Oh,
It's a lot
It's
of
actually,
deflection.
it's literally not even about like, there's the implication that this is this, without it really like solidifying in a certain way. And I have to be careful when I say this, because I don't want anyone watching this to think that I'm giving like a pass to like attacking the trans community, or that it's not real, or that it's fake. No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that they're running out of options, and they're trying everything to get us riled up.
Yep.
And that's why it's important for us to not be doing the thing. It's for those who love us, who know us, to be doing it and working it on our behalf.
Yep.
Because then it's like, well, that's not who we were trying to affect.
Yeah.
Like we have a point to make. Well, if we usurp that point, like that's a way of getting things done.
Yep.
And everyone does their work differently.
Yeah.
Everyone
like-
shows up differently, and they protest differently.
Yeah, they're like the caged animal, like in the back, like just lashing out, any
Yeah.
last like
Yeah.
like
trans,
like
a war in Venezuela. It's like God, you're losing.
Like when we debate trans women in sports, because this is a hot button topic. Only thing I'm going to say about this is that affects women who are not trans too.
Yes.
And it's going to
Title
put
IX.
it's going to put women who are not trans in the position of being violated by authorities and coaches and people who run these organizations, so that they can be like, well, we have to examine you
we
too.
have to we have to.
And then that gives them free reign to like take like assault people.
Assault people.
And to like that's not okay.
No,
Okay.
no, it's devastating. It's just so disheartening to think that, I don't know. I mean, we've been around for a bit.
Yes,
Sorry,
a
honey.
thing or two.
Yeah, but I don't know. I remember being in high school and being like, oh, because I'm also from Massachusetts, but I remember seeing when gay marriage was first passed, at least, and I was like, oh, I'm seeing these like big sweeping changes, and
Oh, yeah.
things are, there's a lot of hope.
There
on
was
the
movement, there's
horizon.
hope, there's
There was,
progression.
forward movement,
And
then
they said,
now
"Just
we have
kidding."
regressed.
Just
Oh
kidding.
my God,
Yeah.
it's appalling,
Yeah, it is.
and it's.
That's why we got to wake up and we got to stay
We do.
Stay rested.
Stay rested
so that-
and stay-
yeah.
informed.
Yeah.
This question's on my mind only because I'm just still gagged that it's a topic of conversation that people are still trivializing and belittling on social
Okay.
media, which is crazy to me. Is the pronoun conversation. It's still a conversation and people are still up in arms and angry about it. And I'm still seeing Fox News correspondents be like, well, I guess they're a them or whatever, like in such a condescending and patronizing tone, putting down the way that individuals are choosing to identify themselves. So can you give us a little bit of your insight onto why pronouns are so important and why that visibility is important, even today in 2026 when people are still trying to put it down?
I'll start with my pronouns are she, her, hers, and goddess. Just so you know.
Absolutely.
And the importance of pronouns is it's an agreement, right? We have with language, and it is how we can understand and we can connect. It is a connector.
Yes.
And so giving someone your pronoun, I think, is really powerful because it not only lets someone else know about you, but it lets them in as well. And it creates a space for you to have dialogue, right?
Yep.
Hopefully supportive dialogue. What blows my mind is that everyone uses pronouns and people act as if actively using pronouns is weird. That's like saying that people want to go walk. They want to get out of their house and walk around a street.
Yeah.
And it's like, how do humans mostly walk or move? They walk.
Yeah.
And it's something that we actually do. So why are you making this like a conflicting situation without it just being what it is?
Yeah.
And so I encourage people to use their pronouns. I understand that it can get a little overbearing and it can sometimes be confusing to people. But this is also the beauty of life because that's a mirror moment. Why is it confusing to you? What can you learn about it? Can you read about it? And how does it define you or not define you? And can you actually add to the conversation? If you're going to combat something, come back with evidence, come back with a good argument. But these arguments are never really good. And what harm is it doing to have people be open about who they are and how they identify and how they see themselves? Because I do believe that living in this life, we want to be seen for who we are on the inside.
Yes.
I think that is the root of most humans' existence. And that is not a trans thing, even though we openly know that that's what trans people are sort of looking for. That's a human person thing.
Yeah.
And that ties into gender politics, and that ties into gender affirming care, which is a human thing
Yes.
that everyone does.
And everyone
That
deserves the
cis
right
women
for it.
do, that cis men do.
Yep.
There's gender affirming care for everyone.
Yes.
And it's like, well, we just want to isolate this group. But why?
But why?
Yeah. So the pronouns, I'm an advocate for pronouns. I love them. I think that we should use them. Sometimes it feels awkward. Sometimes you're at the club and you're like, what's your pronoun? And it's
Actually,
not
kinda
really
love that.
the moment to be giving that, but people will do that. And you just kind of gauge okay.
Yeah.
And I would love this. When I don't know someone's pronoun and I either overhear it or I find out, I feel I'm enamored with oh, new information. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
But I low key live.
Yeah.
I live for that because I'm just work. Okay.
Great. Good for you.
Tell me more or let
Yes.
me know how you because I can take myself out of it.
Yeah.
It's also such a the way that people over as a comedian, if I'm hosting and you bring up comedians and you go, okay, this next you're gonna love her, you're gonna love this, and people are like, well, what am I supposed to say if I don't know their pronouns? You say their name. You're
Exactly.
gonna love
Yeah,
Andrea.
just say their name.
You're gonna
Yeah.
love this next comic.
Yeah.
What is
But I think we tend to make things hard for ourselves.
Yes.
And we
yes.
overthink it and we make it more difficult. And it's when someone they are gonna use the wrong pronoun on someone else, they make it a big deal and they are oh my god, I'm so sorry, oh my god, and they panic. And I always tell people, you don't have to panic. You can simply say sorry and suck it up.
Yeah.
You'd be like,
the
I
fear?
apologize.
Oh, sorry.
The fear of
Didn't-
messing
I'm
it up
sorry.
is greater than the
Right.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then I'm okay, I like to stand to be corrected. Sometimes
Yeah.
people are like, Mila, my pronouns are she, her, or they, them, or whatever. And I'm like, you got me on that one. I apologize.
good.
Got it.
And I
Apologies.
think just being real about it
Yeah.
makes it so much better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I dated a guy once and he was like, should I put pronouns on my email? And I said, what? Do it. why not?
Yeah.
Sure.
And people who really respect that will notice that. And they'll be like, oh, that's awesome that they decided to like show that compassion and empathy. It is a way to show compassion and empathy to other people. and their
Yeah,
experience.
it always just blows my mind that the overreaction to stuff like that. My thing is like, where is your anger about this current administration systematically raping children?
Yeah. And where
You're
is it
mad about
directed?
they, them?
Yeah.
What about that list?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where's your anger for that?
Yeah.
You're mad about language.
Mad about the wrong thing.
Yeah.
Mad about the wrong
100%.
thing.
Mad about the wrong thing.
Misdirected
Always.
anger. It doesn't make any sense whatsoever.
I hope that answers your question.
No, it does.
Yeah.
It does. We also live in this time now where
What are your pronouns?
he, him, his.
Amazing. What are your pronouns?
She, her.
I love it.
And now goddess.
Don't we? That
I know. I
mean,
love
throw it
Goddess.
in.
Go
Goddess
for
is
it.
beautiful.
Goddess.
We have so far to go. We have so far to go when it comes to representation in media. But right now, there is a lot more trans representation in the media, thank God, which is so, as someone who's not trans and as a cisgendered man, it makes me so happy to know that there are trans youth out there that know that they can maybe see that and that they can be like, oh, I'm not alone.
And you want to know the next phase of that
Yes.
is embracing the simple humanity of trans people.
Yes.
Because now that we're a conversation and a topic, it's a sensation and it's like, oh, they're real and they exist. Well, guess what the next generation is going to know? They're going to be like, trans people? Like,
Let's get that human
Obviously.
Oh my God.
to play this role
Like,
that they were fit for.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like, when was your transition? It was last week? Oh, great. Congrats. How's it going?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, it just becomes so conversational. And I'm a part of the girls who really have forged a way where there was nothing there. There was no way for us. We had to just make it out. That was my Mariah Carey moment. And I literally was like, what is it going to even look like?
Yeah.
Like, prior to Pose, prior to certain shows, prior to like Laverne
Orange is the
Cox
New
being
Black.
on Orange is the, yeah.
Yeah.
Prior to all of those milestones in our community, people didn't believe we existed in the daytime. They thought that
You're right.
we existed at night,
Exactly.
and that sex work was the only work. And at some point, yeah, it really was the only work.
Yeah.
There was like survival sex work.
Yep.
And then when I'm seeing girls like working day jobs and working at the department store or working down the street,
Yeah.
it's just like a different world, which is
Yeah.
so beautiful to see that inclusion.
Yes. I love that actually, being able to see it more in the day to day than in the spotlight. It's actually
Because guess
really
what? Trans
beautiful.
people are day to day, honey.
Yes,
Yes.
honey.
It's
Exactly.
day to day.
They'll get a bagel sandwich.
Yes, I
Yes.
will.
Trans people
Wig
eat
or
bagels?
not.
Oh my God.
Going to that deli, honey.
Yeah, right.
And that do-rag.
Well, first and foremost, I have one final question I want to ask you before we
Yes.
go. But is there anything you want to say that you want to get out into the world before? Otherwise, I do have a question that will kind of also open that up.
Yeah, the quick thing that I would say is I believe that joy is a disruptor and joy is just as important as any other form of creating change.
Yep.
And I think when you find that joy in yourself, you can instill that joy to other people. You can share that joy to other people. Be joyful to yourself. Be good to yourself. Find practice work to find that joy and to solidify it. The world is energy and we are all energy. And if we don't learn how to harness our energy, people will suck it up.
Beautiful. Do you believe that joy is an act of resistance?
Absolutely.
Perfect.
Yes.
The one final question I have for you, I just want to make sure I'm asking it correctly.
Yes.
Is obviously you are putting so much advocacy into your work and into your art, and you are spreading so much of that joy out into the world through the medium of music and other artistic expression. But right now you're sitting here with a microphone in front of cameras. Is there anything that you want to say to members of the trans community right now, being trans youth or somebody our age or older who is maybe struggling with the concept of joy right now? What is something you want to say specifically to them?
I'll start with saying you are beautiful. You are beautiful because your journey is different. And there is such beauty in difference. And that it is okay to feel scared and unsure, but just know that there are things that are way bigger than you are that create pathways and spaces for you to fully exist. And we have to nurture those spaces and nurture each other in those spaces. And that ultimately you are going to be okay. Even if it's dark, even when things are really bleak. And I've been through it and I've seen it. And I still have those moments where I go through it. And I have to remind myself, like, I made it this far.
Yeah.
I made it this far.
Beautiful.
Don't you make me cry, because I really will cry right now. I'm so proud of you and you and us, because the things that I have been through and the moments that I've had to just pull myself up like by myself, because sometimes all we have is ourselves. And that's why we have to be good to ourselves.
Yes.
Because if we don't, it's not great.
So
But
beautiful, Mila.
thank you for this.
Thank
I really
you.
am so happy, and I'm feeling really joyful.
Oh,
I am
same.
too. I feel so joyful.
Same. This was
And now get my
amazing.
book,
Yes.
Yeah.
The Joy of Jam.
Yeah. Do you have any projects you're working on you want to plug for us right now?
I would love to share with you, there is a new reimagination collaboration that I just did with the wonderful David Hernandez. We just
From
cut him
American
a
Idol,
song
right?
from American Idol,
Yeah.
David Hernandez. Shout out to David. I love you. We have a song called Beautiful. It's actually his song he did 10 years ago, and he wanted to have a reimagination of it with me. So now it's the two of us together. It drops for Valentine's Day.
Oh,
So
gorgeous.
get ready. Beautiful 2.0, David Hernandez and Mila Jam, Valentine's Day.
Perfect.
And also I have lots of new music that's about to be thrown on top of you. So just get
Can't
ready
wait.
for
I
all of
can't
that. And some other big surprises that I'm not really quite yet able to say.
I'm
But
excited to see.
2026 is the year of the fire horse, and I'm about to take off.
Yes.
Yes.
Correct.
Take
Yes.
off.
Yes.
All right, Mila, thank you so much.
Thank
my
you
love.
both for having me.
So
Love you.
beautiful.
Oh,
Love you.
Love.
And love you too.
Love.
Love
in
you. All right, everybody, please
for
give us a like, a
listening.
follow, a subscribe. Make sure you give Mila a follow at
Yes.
Mila
At the Mila Jam.
at the Mila Jam. All right, we love you all. Thank
The
you.
only
Have a good day. Bye.
Bye.